Hello guys, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. Alright, so we have an article coming from AT&T's official website. I'll put the link down below for you guys in the description in case you want to check it out on your own. But the headline here, it's a very good one if you ask me. Network is the killer app. So Chris Sandbar, who is the president of AT&T's network, has a couple of things to say about AT&T. About the network, where it's going, what the key focus for AT&T is at this point in time, and basically what makes them such a great network. So, Chris has a lot of confidence in AT&T, as he should. AT&T is a wonderful network. They've been around for such a long time, providing telecommunications to families, businesses, for so many years. They've touched a lot of families and businesses by being able to provide them what many feel is a strong, reliable service. Connectivity is very important when you are depending on your carrier, right? So that is the biggest thing for me when I think about the wireless industry, is you want a carrier that you can depend on. It's a wonderful thing to open your phone, go to OpenSignal, go to Ookla, see those speeds. It's an amazing feeling, right? It's really cool. This is a technology world. 2023, we're just going to see more of this, right? 2024, 2025, it's just going to keep advancing at this point. And, we'd all be lying if we say we didn't enjoy seeing that. We would not be watching these channels, listening to these articles, reading these articles, listening to these podcasts. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't care about this stuff. So, we enjoy it. We enjoy the wireless news. We enjoy seeing those, all the latest technologies, the advancements in 5G. We like it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when you think about the traditional purpose of wireless service, it's to provide a strong, reliable connection, right? When you need to make a phone call, you want to know that you can use your phone to do so. What's the purpose of getting 500 up, 500 down, and you can't make a phone call, right? What's the point of that? Yes, many will say, well, it's 2023, nobody calls anybody. Even though a lot of that is true, people are texting, most people don't call as much as they used to. It's not the point. The point, though, is you should be able to make a call if you need to. It's a phone, right? That's the purpose of it. So you want a network that you can depend on. AT&T has been one of those networks. They have a solid reputation of being dependable. We've seen a number of recent articles, comparing them to Verizon and T-Mobile, and although they're being outbeat as far as 5G, the overall 5G network, and as far as speeds, Verizon and T-Mobile basically dominating in that area, AT&T is still holding it down as America's most reliable network. Still, that's still going on. Even with all the work that Verizon and T-Mobile are doing, AT&T is still holding it down. So it's not to talk negatively about any of the other carriers. Respectfully, each of these carriers are doing good things in their own way. But what I'm getting at is Chris Sandbar here knows what time it is with AT&T, and he knows what they're good at and what the people want, what people expect from AT&T, and that's a strong, reliable network. So Chris goes on to say that they've seen a 30% increase in traffic over 3 years. Okay. He also goes on to say that he's ready for more traffic, that they can handle it. At any point in time, they say they're ready to move more people over to the network and to provide that reliable service. He says the latest smartphones aren't scaring them. They're ready for that too, that they can provide excellent service on those new phones with their 5G network. He said they're continuing to build out, they're continuing to strengthen the network. And Chris says there's no slowing down. All right, so let's just touch a little bit on the article. So over the last 3 years, Chris says that the network has seen annual 30% increase in traffic. He says this is a direct result of the pace of innovation and the changing needs of how people integrate technology into their everyday life. He calls their network the new killer app and says that it's paving the way for what's next. So he says never in the history of his network or their network have they seen so much traffic. And then of course he says they're ready to handle even more. He says that the team has made significant progress enabling standalone 5G, and he says we're developing technology and services that run on top of the AT&T network. So he says many of the newest mobile devices are ready for 5G standalone, and we continue to move thousands of customers every day. He says that they recently launched AT&T Internet Air home fixed wireless service, and from the start this product rides on standalone 5G. And he says, and in the not too distant future, 5G connected cars will also run on AT&T's standalone 5G. So he says additionally, advancements like network slicing will bring 5G to its full potential by delivering services designed to fit a specific need. He says, for example, we could offer unique network capabilities that provide specialized high bandwidth access for doctors and healthcare professionals as they transmit medical imaging files or patient records in hospitals. He says we could also enable low latency connections for data-heavy entertainment applications like cloud gaming or safety-critical applications in autonomous vehicles and advanced robotics. He says we're already working with customers including healthcare, manufacturing, public sector, and more to address use cases with functionalities that require critical network access. He says that they're building their network differently than their competitors as they continue to innovate and expand connectivity. He says they're not stopping anytime soon. You'll see more of 5G, more of fiber, and more satellite that are going to be a part of what he calls the killer app. So a lot of stuff here, very important stuff here. But basically what Chris is telling you is AT&T is focused on giving you reliable connectivity. All this conversation about being able to help doctors transport, critical information and whatnot, staying connected to a strong network, that's what matters. That's what matters. So that's why a lot of important occupations and a lot of businesses and a lot of people that work at these, businesses depend on a company like AT&T. There's a reason why they use them. There's a reason why AT&T is being voted such a reliable network. It's because this is what the people want. This is what the people need. At the end of the day, like I said, the speeds are nice, but the connectivity, that reliability is what really matters. And when you're somebody running a business or you're somebody in an important area, like a first responder or whatnot, you need to stay connected. You're not in the ambulance doing speed tests. You're not, if you're a cop, you're not doing speed tests. Your job is to stay connected to a reliable network, to get you to where you got to go, to make the calls when you need to make the calls. So there's a reason why, so many, like I said, so many businesses and people of important occupations use a network like AT&T. And I think Chris Sambar realizes that. They know what their clientele is and what their clientele expects, and that's where we have it. So this is not to, say AT&T is better than everybody. That's not what we're saying. We give respect to all the carriers for all their achievements, and we try to recognize them for their strengths as well as their weaknesses, right? We got to call those out as well. So we try to be very fair to all the carriers here, but I think it's pretty safe to say that most of us will agree that AT&T is a very reliable network. And you may have had some bad experiences with them. Maybe you're in an area where AT&T needs some improvement. They're not perfect. Neither of the carriers are. They know they got to do better, and I think that's what they're talking about here, that they will continue to advance the network, continue to invest in the network, and build a solid network. They will take their time, it seems, but they will do it, and that's what really matters. So they have a plan here, and it's I think it's cool to see because, up until recently, when I say recently, I'd say maybe about a month now, maybe a little over, there was a lot of concern what was going on with AT&T and wireless. We weren't getting that much information about, their updates with wireless. We were hearing about fiber. We knew that they were interested in, moving forward with fiber, focusing a lot on fiber, because for them, they're trying to eliminate their debt, which is a big concern for them, right? They have a lot. So fiber was, is a great way for them to try to raise capital and help offset some of that, alleviate some of that debt. So to see that they're still focused on 5G, that they want to continue to, satisfy the needs of their wireless carriers is good news, I think. The article goes on to say that they've added more than 60,000 miles built in 2022 regarding fiber. They said they use their mid-band 5G spectrum, including C-band, and that covers now 175 million people. And then, of course, they said that they have the largest wireless network in North America. And then, they consider themselves the nation's largest fiber internet provider. Then they go on to talk about their relationship with AT&T Space Mobile, how they were able to make their first satellite voice call to direct an everyday smartphone, as well as demonstrating direct-to-cell LTE data download speeds. So a lot of good stuff here. They said that their work and innovation in these areas continues, as it always will, making its mark in history one connection at a time. And of course, they do give, they commend the hardworking people in the lab, saying that they maintain and build a solid network. And they said that, they're very quick to be able to put it back together when a natural disaster strikes. So that's very important too. Being able to withstand difficult situations, recover from unexpected issues, put the network back together, get the show back on the road. So a lot of good stuff here from AT&T, I think. Nice little article. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, the link will be down below. I skipped over some stuff. Just kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on the whole process here with AT&T, respect to what they're doing, the quality of the network, and give you a little bit of what's going on, according to Chris Sambar, who would know better than us what's going on behind closed doors at AT&T. So there you have it, guys. As always, thanks so much for stopping by and watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.